Well,
トゥルー、ティスビムはちょっと変わった村なんだ。逃げ出した人たちがこっそり。この辺りはさ、はぐれ。でもそのせいですごい警戒されちゃってさ。
it's all messed
あ、
up.
そういえばアルフェン仮面が全部取れ
He,
たよね。
his mask came off. My internet went down last night, so I
通
was
覚も
playing
戻
all
っている
night.
ようだが、
そうなの？
He can feel pain again.
アルフェン大丈夫かな。
今は憶測を巡
Yeah, he's gonna be fine. He's the
らせぬがよかろ
protagonist. He'll be fine.
アルフ
He's gonna
ェ
get the sword
ンよかっ
back.
た、無事だったんだな。
う。住民は我々が鋭の手先。
ああ、どうにかな。
船が沈んだ時はどう？
その前に俺の記憶が戻った。
There's nothing to feel bad about. I just still play the game. I want to see what this is going to be about. So it's been like 15 hours. It was a really weird sequence that didn't really make much sense about his past.
それで何を思い出したんだ。今話さないといけないことなのか。
慌てるな、ロー。
俺はかつてレネギスにいたんだ。
聞こ
さらわれたんだ、ダナから。帰りたければ協力しろと言われた。帰りたい一心で俺は応じた。その結果、俺は王になった。
う。スルドブリガを勝ち抜いたというのか。ダナの君が。
そうじゃない。おかしな施設で実験台にされただけだ。他にも何人かいたが、皆死んだ。残ったのは俺だけだった。
Alright, so he's not a test tube baby. I'm glad of that at least.
無論本当の王様じゃない。それどころか奴隷以下の扱いだったよ。俺が生きていられたのはただ王の力を身につけることができたからに過ぎない。
アウメドラの船で君に浮かんだ紋章は紛れもなく王のものだった。なるほどな。炎の剣も時折見せた妙な力も皆王であったがゆえか。
だが何のためにレナ人たちはお前にそんなことをしたのだ。王の力とは
Means being a video
何な
game
のだ。
protagonist, that's what it means. That's pretty busted.
奨励の儀という儀式に必要だと言われたよ。そのための力の使い方を教えられた。
Although in Tails' history, he's not anywhere near as broken as his elders.
だが儀式そのものが何のためなのかは
Alphen is,
分からずじまいだった。
I'd say, mid-tier in terms of busted Tails protagonists. Mostly because the jank of the battle
けどそ
system.
のレネギスにいたってことはやっぱりシオン
Can't
と会ってい
compare
た
to
んだ
like
な。
Zelia
ほら
1, Jude,
出会う前から
and
見
Yuri
覚
and
えがあったっ
shit.
て言ってたろ。
でもシオ
Those
ン
are
は
like
違
the
う
top
って言って
tier
たはずだよ。
Tails protags.
レネギスであったのはシオンじゃない、ネビリだ。奨励の儀で王と対になる巫女に選ばれたレナ人。夢に出てきたのは彼女だったんだ。
巫女？それは。
それじゃあそのネウリーって人がシオンと同じ顔をしてたってことか。一体どういう関係なんだ。
ネビリの仮名はアイメリスだ。
アイメリス、シオン・アイメリス。
親戚か何かってことか？それともまさか姉妹？
どうかな。とにかくあれはネビリだった。彼女が俺に仮面をかぶせた。
あの仮面か？何のために？
俺の心が壊れるのを防ぐためだ。俺がレネギスの人々の命を奪ったから。
命をって反抗して戦ったのか？
君の言う奨励の儀と関係があるのか？
わからない。ただ儀式の目的が何だったにせよ、それはうまくいかなかったんだ。儀式の最中に俺の意識は途切れた。気がついた時にはレネギスは火に包まれていて、目の前でネビリが泣いていた。
This game's got great music.
何人手にかけたか見当もつかない。だが下手な鋭よりも少ないってことはないだろう。
そんな話を信じろっていうのかよ。オーダのレネギスタのいくらなんでも無理がありすぎるぜ。
どうかな。古い記録によれば、その昔レネギスそのものが反壊するほどの恐るべき災厄があったという。その再建には多大な時と労力を要したとも。
昔とは？
スルドブリガは愚か、我々レナがダナに到来するよりさらに前、300年以上前のことだ。
300ってなんだよそれ。
そうか、俺は大昔の人間か。
I'm surprised it's not
そんな気はしていたよ。
Rinwell that's secretly 2,000 years old.
傑
Because
作
that's
だな。
what they always do with underage characters in these
故郷
games.
に帰りたい一心で自分をさらった相手に協力した挙句、大勢死なせて、
It's always like,
それも忘れてよう
look
やく
like
思い
I'm
出した時に
12,
は
but I'm 3,000 years
300年が
old.
過ぎていたときた。理不尽と戦ってきたつもりの俺自身の手が誰よりも汚れていたんだ。
よせアルフェン。正直どこまで理解できているのか自信はない。だがお前は今混乱している。
キサラ、
今のお前には時間が必要だと思う。事実を受け止め整理する時間が。おそらく私たちにも。
けどシオンは。
シオンのことも心配だが、今のアルフェンはまともに戦えるように見えない。
He's not a Tales protagonist right now.
敵はあのボルラーンだ。挑むなら
He's not
万全で
really
臨むべきだ。
in the higher tier of
それま
Tales
ではこの村に
protags
とどまろう。
gameplay wise.
皆もそれでいいか。
He's kind of busted, but you have to really build him to be. He's not anywhere near like
一人で考えるのもいいが、
top tier.
私たちでよければ
Like Jude can just tear through everything with no effort.
どれだけ辛くともお前は一人ではない。
He's definitely one of those Tales protags. He really needs to rely on the gear and stuff to be busted. He's not just broken out of the box. I'd rank him like
Smarai.
mid tier. Maybe even lower mid tier.
ではひとまず解散だ
Normally Tails Pro Tags are just completely busted. Because this game has, these series has real-time combat. And they know that most people only play the protagonist, so they need to make them able to deal with anything.
俺は今の
Him, on the other hand, he kind of subverts that trend.
シオンを助
Mostly
けに行く
because
資格があるのか。みんな
his whole gimmick is he uses the flaming sword and it cuts his HP. And that's where pretty much all of his damage is, but you lose health, and this game is so high damage, and it's so jank with how you can't cancel out of things. I think the underlying battle system really hurts him compared to other Tales Pro Tags who
君
don't
か
need
ら
to
の
rely on
驚
that
き
kind
は
of thing.
尽きることがないな。
望んでそうして
失敬した。今のところ新たな情報は新たな謎。君の力の由来は分かったが、なぜダナである君がダナであることには、それに巫女だ。そのような存在を、つまるところ300年前と今とで、私は周囲と同じ事実を信じて生きてきた。
ならもう一つ思い出したことがある。奨励の儀の
確かか。
そう呼ばれるものに俺は触れた。
私も実物を見たことはない。しかし君はスルドブリガを経ておらず、レナ人ですらない。
300年経ったというのは
記録からの推測でしかないがね。
俺は何者なんだろう
率直に言わせてもらえば、この
って厳しいな。
個人の干渉に割いている余裕は、死なせた数で張り合うつもりもないが、君とてまだ
あんたなりの気遣いと思っておくよ。
礼なら不要だ。
アルフェンが辛そうにしてたの。アルフェンも。
それは
でもアルフェンは
正直自分が記憶をなくしていることすらおかしな気分だ。俺にとってレネなのに同時に
元の故郷は
どうかな。たとえ残っていたとしても誰もいるはずない。
私と私ももう故郷何度も思ったよ。魔法使いのでももしそうだったらアルフェンたちと出会うこともなかった。
自分の力を受け入れられ
前ほど嫌いじゃなくなったってだけだから。アルフェンだって
I don't know why they
す
had
ぐ
to
に
make
納
this
得なんて
character
できないと
underage.
思う。
She actually seems
辛くて当たり
not
前
a
だと
kid
思う。
character.
過去のこと
Why make her
王のこと
underage?
自分が望まない力の
They
せい
don't
で
have a kid character,
辛い思いして。
but she's the closest
目
thing
の
to
前
it.
のいろんなものが見えてなかったんだな。
I don't know, I'm not really comfortable with all the
一人
costumes
ぼっ
and
ちの
shit
ま
they
まなん
have
だ
for
から
underage character. It's like they're obviously trying to not like put another Carol or Elle in the party, because Carol was pretty poorly received, even though he had a very good character arc.
何を見張っ
He
ているんだ。
developed a lot, but he was still like a 12-year-old kid in the party,
私たちが
and
ここに来るとき
that's not going to resonate
不
well
用
with
意
most
に縄張
people.
りを通ってそれで
I feel like making Rinwell
気持ち
underage
の
was
整理はついたのか
a mistake.
シオンは助けたい。
It's everybody else is mostly an adult. Law is supposed to be 16,
そういえば
but he
お
acts
前
like
は
he's
どうやって
20.
レネギスから戻っ
レナの星船だ。
He's a police officer and he's
乗
16.
せてくれたんだ。
彼女は彼女も一緒に降りてきたの。
彼女は残った。俺がダナに帰りたかったように、ネビリもレネギスの同胞が大切だったんだ。無理やり力と役割を与えられた者同士。
待て、レネギスの者たちは
そうなるだろうな。レナ人にもそれでも彼女は同胞のために務めを果たそうとしていた。なのにそのネビリは生き残った仲間のためにレネギスにそれも
本音を言えば昨日のことだろうと。
しかし
罪のない者だけが兄さんが死んだ時 お前は私にそれでも進まなければならないと。
俺はあんたにひどいこと。
それは違う。前に進むにしても、それにお前が人々を
Yeah,
殺したの
exactly.
本当に悪いのは
You're not Luke.
お前をさらった奴ら。それでも罪と感じるというならいいか。それでも納得できないなら、
何のた。
アルフェン、まだシオンを助けに。なんだよ、
俺にその資格が。
俺がアルフェンならこう言うぜ。お前はどうし。
そうだな。
おい、よしてく。そりゃいきなり落ち込むのは無理ないさ。それにけど、
あ
ネウリーって人、あんたが生きてるんだ。もしかしたら彼女。分かったよ。
俺は一度シオンやお前を同じ目。
俺を王の力で焼くかもしれないって。しっかりしてくれよ。親父が死んだ時、あんたに声をかけられて、俺がどれだけ。俺はあんたについていくって決めたんだ。そのあんたが正気をなくすようなことがあったら、俺が全力でぶん殴って
Doesn't
目を
act
覚ま
like
さ
he's
せてやる。
16.
だから頼むよ。
Look at Judas as Doctor at
シ
15.
オンを助けたいのか、
The hell do they
助け
feed
たくないのか。
people in Tails
どっ
games?
ちなんだアルフェン。
助けたいさ。
This is like
今すぐにでも。
mature adult shit, and he's
そ
like
うでないわけないだろ
16.
ならそれでいいじゃねえか。
You're supposed to be playing like Fortnite and Call of Duty
お前が正しいんだろうな。
アルフェン、
お前の言う通
and
り
trying to find loot stuff on
俺
the
の過去が
internet.
どうだろうとシオンのこととは関係ない。ただあ
Intense
まりに
adult
たくさんのことが
conversations at 16.
無様だな。
無様上等。で、
ああ、もう少しだけ時間をくれ。
いいって。
宿に戻るか。
You must have to like pay taxes in Tails games when you're like 8. The age expectations in Tails are like really out of whack. You're 16 and you're like a doctor or a police officer. Or you have this like super tragic past.
アルフェン、そこにいたのかよ。
何かあったのか。
ズーグルだ。村の近く。
このままだと村に入り込む。
それは
戦えるか。なんならここで待っていてもいいぞ。
無理は。
みんな。
アルフェン、
いけるのか。
行くさ。
アルフェン。
グズグズしていると村に入り込まれるぞ。
ああ、いつ。おっ。
This is the awkward part of a Tails game where they make you go without a healer. I think this is probably going to be pretty miserable. You can't really tank anything in this game. I'm interested to see how this will go, but Dohalim can heal a little bit. basically strip you of your mechanics with the main character.
大丈夫？
みんなも同じなんだ。
来るぞ。
I'm just not gonna play as him.
一匹でも通すわけにはいかないぞ。
裏には近づかせるものか。そうでなきゃな。やろうぜアルフェ。新たな旋律を。動きを封じてやろう。相手も術を使うか。は俺が。守りが固いな。突破口を切って。あ、頼む。バラバラにしてやる。足止めは任せたまえ。さあ、拳を温めとくぜ。
大丈夫かアルフェ。
はあ、でもまだ生きてるぜ。
好んで傷を負う者などいないからな。
どうやら。
何にせよ。
あ、
この村、私の故郷に似てる。でも
繰り返させない。
では
あ、まだ戻った記憶の全てを受け止められたと俺は。俺の支配者たちへの怒り、友も家族も故郷も。でもそうじゃない。俺にはまだ仲間がいる。その絆を守りたい。
でも
もちろんだ。助けだしみんな。
いつでもいいぜ。
元より依存はな
ならば村人の話ではペレギオンと
分かった。
この先何があるかわからん。準備は万全にな。
腹が減ってちゃ戦はできねえ。
You don't even have a, Okay. Oh no, they block off fast travel. I'm really glad I did those side quests when I did.
な。
分かった。
Trying to reinforce the classic Tales
どうした？
side quest hill.
畜生。おお。
なんだと。
はて。
ああ、
やったぜ。
奴らに釣りの作法というものを叩き込んでやろう。
中に無茶を言うな。
今日の晩飯は魚か。
Hello. How was the game so far? Don't like the combat. Everything else about it is pretty solid.
あんたの強さが今年も引き分けてよ。
突進は私が止める。
お願いするから。
I need to make a written review for this game. It because I keep getting asked my
力が
opinion.
みなぎってくる
So I just want to finish the game first. It should be done by the end of this weekend, I think.
通してもらおう
Maybe even today, depending on how long I play. Getting asked like every stream.
それを
I'm not saying it's bad that you're asking. It's
盾
just
がある
I need to get off my ass and make a written review for it. Probably make it now. This game doesn't really change gameplay wise. I think I'll do it after I'm done with this. I don't see why I need to beat the game.
この
So
頃
everybody keeps asking.
ついているみたいだ
The game's not terrible. I just think the combat is very
何
dull
もかも
and
植物が飲み込もうと
like
して
they
る
go
みた
out
い
of their way to
私は
make it
メナン
not
シアの
fun.
森の方が好きだ
サクッと蹴散らしてやら暗いなやらせないぶっ潰してやる
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
ローレータク
It's my fault for being a Tails boomer.
致命傷になりかねない
それを防ぐのが私の役目です
切り裂け
やれるぞ
やれるぞ
Yeah, I'm a Tails boomer, so people want to know what I think. Which I think is a good thing, because people are giving this game rave reviews, and I think it deserves it in everything but the gameplay. The gameplay in this it's a mess, but it's a beautiful mess. It looks nice, but it feels a lot worse than a lot of the earlier games, that's for sure. Stuff that's come out in the past decade.
弾劾は相当な難所らしい
でもシオンは
だからこそ弾劾とやらがどれほどのものだろうとここで焦って消耗はできない
はい
俺なら
そうかなら私
ちょっとなあ今更だけどさ
わからない。レネギスを離れてからか
まだ戻ってないき
一部の星船には眠ることで本来は怪我や病に対する治療を得るまでの一時的な
No, that's not the case with this game.
それで
not the
300
case
年
with
眠
this
り
game
続
at
けて
all.
たっていうのかなんでそんなこ
This
と
game, it's a result
君を
of...
逃がしたネウェリがそうした可能性は
どういう意味だ。
レナである彼女なら君より
Hold on, let me finish this
彼
cutscene.
女がわざと俺を
ティオハリム
言葉が足りなかったよシオンとミコ・ネウェリ誰かがだがその両方が同じこれは偶然ないずれにせよネウェリがそうしたというのでないなら複雑な機会は往々にして誤解を招いた
ねえ思ったんだけどさそれって
そうなるだろう。
300年間ずっと
アルフェンの記憶
そして最も強く心に残っていた光景だけが夢として現れたなるほど
痛みが戻ったのも
あり得るな詳しいことはわからないが
どうなってすまなかった。おかげで自分の謎が一つ。
気にするな
Oh, thank you, Sorab.
私はどうやら空気を読むということが
自分でそれを言
シオン。
Okay, so as I was
してい
saying,
てくれ。
焦る気持ちは
it's
わ
not
か
a
るが
fact of gamers being entitled. It's a fact of changing things
そうだよいざって時
that
に
this series
力
has
出な
been
いよ
doing for 25
そう
years.
だな。
Taking it all
ありが
away.
とう。
絶対に
Taking it all away and replacing it with something that doesn't work anywhere near as well. Meaning, the stiffness of the combat, all the hyper armor, the particle effect vomit that makes it hard to see what you're doing. Those are things that are all worse than the old games. It has absolutely nothing to do with, me being a Tales boomer or gamers being harder to impress. I think, outside of gameplay, this game is great. The unfortunate fact is that this is a video game, and it revolves around gameplay. So when the gameplay is not that great, I think the whole package kind of falls apart, which is a shame because this game does a lot of things that are long overdue in this series. This game has an immense amount of extra polish that the other games have needed for a long time. It's been very long overdue. And I appreciate the game for that. I just think that the gameplay is not great, and unfortunately I'm a gameplay-oriented gamer, and the gameplay in this, it's a hot mess. It really is. This game has a great presentation, and even outside of the graphics, it does a lot of really great things. It does a lot of really great things with the polish and shit that this series has needed for a long time. The game has not crashed. There hasn't been a single bug. There's barely any missables. Actually, someone confirmed, I think, that there's no missables in this game. There's a lot of really great polish in this that I've wished that Tales games have had for decades. And you can tell that they were trying to take things seriously with this and fix a lot of the antiquated stuff that this series has had for a really long time. It's just that they botched the combat. The combat is a janky, unresponsive, unreadable mess. And that comes with its own fair share of problems, obviously. There's a lot that this game does right. I always like to point out the positive aspects of games that I play. You know, I can be frustrated. Yes, I do admittedly have very high standards, but that just comes from playing games for 30 years. I mean, that goes for anybody. You know, my mom is a hardcore MMO gamer, and she doesn't like a lot of the games that come out because she's played the best tap target MMOs. So it's really hard to impress her, and she's been gaming pretty much as long as I've been born too. I mean, that's something that just comes with doing something for a long time, not just gaming. It's weird that people gatekeep your opinion when you've been doing something for literal decades. Not just gaming, but in general. Like movies or books, or like how food is created or something. Like, people gatekeep you. It's like, okay, well, I've been doing this for decades. Obviously, I have some sort of knowledge about what I'm talking about. There's been a lot of gatekeeping around this game. Which is weird because it's all like, nobody's doing it. Like, I don't gatekeep this game at all. If people like this game, I'm happy for it. And I'm over the moon that this game is doing well. The Tales series is finally getting the recognition it deserves. Just because I don't like the gameplay, I'm not going to say that, you know, it's bad that the game is doing well. It does instill some fear that they're going to keep the battle system like this and not go back to the LMBS. But, you know, the LMBS wasn't that great when it came out either. It took them a really long time to refine it to what it, you know, the peak of the games in general. And I'm very happy this game is doing well. Just because I don't like it, I'm not immature enough to realize that it's a good thing that the game is selling. And they're taking the non-gameplay aspects of the game seriously. The cutscene direction, the graphics, the music, the overall quality of life changes they've made to the gameplay, the non-combat gameplay. All of those things are really great in this game. Like it's not even
こうしてもらおう。
Tails and Boomers that are doing the gatekeeping. It's like nobody's people that haven't really contributed anything. Complaining that people want to combo enemies in a series based on the fighting game background. Really backwards to me. Can't begin to understand it. You guys are aware the series always had fighting game DNA. I wouldn't call them Zoomers. It's just people that are new.
何かに使えそうだな。
People that are new that think that the opinions of people who've been playing these games for decades is invalid.
思ったより多分。
There's definitely some hot takes for this
Manai ga
game.
Chiu.
I have my own hot takes too, but
攻撃あるのみ。絡め取る。は俺が。
さらにも気を使ってあげる。
彼女は強い。
そういうことじゃないんだ。
いい連携だったな。
演舞曲といったところか。
怒らせやがって。任せたまえ。貴様の楽勝楽勝。
君にちょうどいい手合いだったな。
殴るだけで倒せるみたいな。
なんか俺バカにされてね。突破するぞ。
任せたまえ。私を絡め取る。
俺が。
なんとかしてみせる。
鍛えた甲斐があったな。
One thing I've noticed doing this for so long, not playing Tales games, but running a YouTube channel, is always people that don't contribute anything that are the most toxic normally. I don't want to sound like you have to make content to have an educated opinion, but generally the people that are the harshest are people that don't contribute anything to the community. It's always been like that. A lot of other non-gaming communities have pointed that out too, like people who do drawing on social media will say like, oh, your drawing sucks. It's like, well, when was the last time you did a drawing? The answer is pretty much always what you would expect, never. That's just something that's been around for a long time. The harshest critics are the ones that don't create anything. I've definitely got my fair share of that too. Random nobodies coming in and telling me I'm a terrible person and all these horrible things. It's like, well, what videos have you made? Who are you to be a critic? You haven't contributed anything to any community besides just shit posting. Should I care about your opinion? Constructive criticism is fine. You don't really get that a lot in this field. It's just your content sucks or your opinion's wrong. People that haven't really done anything. I think my content sucks. I have imposter syndrome. But I'm smart enough to realize that I don't need to be worrying about the opinions of random nobodies. I used to let it get to me, and I was just like, you know what, I just don't care anymore. I'll take criticism from somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. I'm not going to take it from nobodies. There comes a point in content creation where you kind of just have to temper your thick skin a bit. Just realize you're doing the best you can with what you've got. This could be a very thankless job at times. There's always going to be people that are on your side. Really like what you're doing, like you as a person. You need to keep going for them, not I've had people come in here and tell me that my content keeps them going. I'm like, that's what I keep going for. That's what I keep going for. You know, this is hard mentally and financially to do every day, but if I have people like that supporting me, I'm obviously doing something right. Hey, thank you, that means a lot. It's always a pattern when people gatekeep, like video games in particular, but not just video games. It's always people that don't make anything. The game too loud right now? That's not even a criticism, that's actually helping me. It's not a criticism there. A lot of the games I play have really bad audio balance. It's one of the hardest things to do as a streamer. Is fix the volume. Alright, how's that? Is that better? That's not even a criticism, man. That's actually helping me out. Because I can't tell on my end if the audio is bad. I need people to actually speak up and tell me. But a lot of people don't do that. So, you know, on my end, I can hear my own voice just fine, and I can hear the game fine, but what you guys see in here is different. I need people to speak up and point out when there's an issue like that. No, you're not criticizing me at all. That's fine. That's actually useful. Audio balance is very hard to do. Trust me. It just bothers me when people don't tell me those things and then complain about it. It's like, well, if you don't tell me, I can't fix it. Essentially, audio balance needs to be done on a game-to-game basis. lot of games on here. I don't just specialize in
ま
one
だまだ
game.
上を目指す
It's very hard to strike a balance. Pretty much any semi-professional content creator will tell you that one of the hardest things to do is to get the audio balance right.
突破するぞ
私が止めるよ。
いい連携だったな援護局といったところか投稿なんて俺には関係ね
敵に回したくないな。
私の手が引けよかあがくがいいやれるぞ
ヒューハイムソーハ
十文字
押せ
アルフェン
バラバラにしてやる
Yep, this shot.
ひとまずの決着はついたか
まだまだ戦いは続くんだな
You make content than most big name YouTubers. That means a lot. Thank you. You guys are too nice. Thank you for the compliments. Very nice of you guys.
いい武具が入ってたぜ
見た目はあまり好みでないが
あとこのくらい。
Probably gonna go back to bed
ま
soon.
だ
I just
半
felt
分
like
も過
playing
ぎ
for
て
a
ない
bit.
と思うぞ。頑張れ。
半分
My internet went down
Monster.
last night, so I played offline.
諦めるわけにはいかないもんね。
My controller stopped working. Last night was some chaos.
その息だ。
Internet was down for like several hours, and then
牧場
controller stopped working, and I panicked because I'm on a third-party controller. But luckily, all I had to do was just all I had to do was just take out the battery. Something was wrong with the battery. Kind of random, but fixed it.
奴らが育ったら
Apparently, this controller that I'm using has been in short supply for a really long time, which is weird. I knew there was like a chip shortage, but I didn't know it affected controllers of all things. So strange. Yeah, if there's ever a problem with audio, you're not being rude by saying it. That's not even criticism. It's just people get too scared to say something, and it's like, you need to tell me. Because keep in mind, I can't hear or see what the stream is like for you guys. I need to be given the reinforcement that it's working well or it's not working well. And if I don't know, then well, I can't really help. Never feel like you're being a dick by pointing out that there's something wrong with the audio. That's actually something I need to know. I don't really have a complicated stream setup. The way I do this is pretty simple. I use pretty basic, low-cost stuff.
備えあればというが。お金の備えが。
ここは
気をつけろ。何かいる。
こいつはすんなり通してくれそうにないな
足場に気をつけろ。 落ちたら一巻の終わりだ。
So, okay, you're gonna transition into an area with no cliff.
通りたいだけなんだから
Never mind, the cliff is still there. I'm shocked.
無駄だ。こいつ俺たちの餌としか思っちゃいない。だったら逆に平らげてやる。ここで足止めされてたまるか。は俺が。流走攻めるのが上手だ。絡め取る。
君を奪ってそのままにこのままにこのまま
回復しとまない。できることをやっているやべえのがあんたの仲間で本当に良かった。
凄まじい火力だな。
正面は危険です。
やらせない。
死の帝王賞賛に値する。
目を怒らせやがって。
Trying to get proficiency up.
潰してやる。陣内漏洩客。
輝く絡め取る。
ぶっ放すぞ。やらせない。
あの特徴致命傷になりかねん。
それを防ぐのが私の役目です。
やれるぞ。あがくがいい。
ここまでか。
Also, 落爆シュー。
バラバラにしてやる。
相当効いているようだ。
攻めて攻めまくる。
相手に同情するよ。やれるぞ。間に合わない。では心を開く玉砕したまえ。
やらせない。
アクアサーペント。
動きが違うな。気をつけろ。
I'm tired of the armor. I'm sick of the armor in this game. Just walk through everything. They are boring. That's all there is in this game. Just fighting walls. Everything in this game is just a brick wall with a different skin. They don't react to anything you're doing, and you get locked in animations so often.
あんなのがいて よくティスビに
たどり着けなかった。
じゃあ
いや、こんな道を一人でも使わなきゃならない人、
本当の解決は
余計な時間を食った。シオンが待ってる。いつも
This game just has a really bad implementation of hyper armor. It's one of those instances where they take, like, something that's always been very combo heavy, that's had fighting game DNA, and then over the course of one mainline installment, they just take all that away overnight. And it goes about as well as you'd think, meaning that it doesn't work at all. I think the hyper armor in this game would still suck if this was the case, but if there wasn't so much animation lock in this game, it would feel a lot better. But you have to commit to animations in a game where barely anything reacts to anything you're doing. They just walk through it. Punishing Grey Raven is a game I play on the stream pretty much every day. That game does hyper armor so much better than this does. Mostly because there's set times where the enemies are stunned.
あれだけの落差長いのは当然だ。
And also you can cancel like the first frame of any animation. You're never animation locked in that game at all, except during supers where you're invincible. It feels so much better than this, which is trying to do the same thing, but the responsiveness of the characters is jacked. And it doesn't always feel like taking damage is your fault in this game, which is weird because it's supposed to be an action game. You know, in a good action game, you have full control over your
なんでみん
character
な鍛錬が足りないっすの
at all times.
粘ってる場合じゃ
And
ない。
it's your fault when you get hit, not the game's fault. But in this game, it's like, heaven forbid, you want to do more than the move with the shortest animation and the shortest recovery. The game really punishes you for trying to just not do the same save move. It doesn't want you to do that under any circumstances. You really do just have to kind of do what I'm doing right now. Like, there's plenty of games that do hyper armor just fine. I don't want to sound like I have some kind of agenda against hyper armor. I play a service game every day that has permanent hyper armor, and it's fun to play. That's because the characters are actually equipped to deal with that kind of thing. You can't just dump hyper armor on a combat system and expect it to work out. You need to make the characters capable of dealing with it. So that taking damage feels like a legitimate mistake instead of, well, my character won't respond to my button presses. So, I'm getting hit by something that I could not control. People don't understand that. A lot of random nobodies are gatekeeping this game, saying that, you guys just want to combo the bosses to death. I'm like, no, that's not it. For starters, doing combos in Tales games used to be very skill-based. It's not in this game, but it used to be. It took a lot of skill and execution, and it really reinforced that the random battles actually served a purpose. Because the random battles were essentially teaching you how to deal with the boss battles. But now that's gone. Everything you learn in the random fights is completely pointless, because any relevant enemy just walks through it. Why do you allow me to fall down and get lost? This is dumb. I don't know where to go. Well, service games do this kind of thing a lot too. Dungeon Fighter Online has the same problem this game has.
影を見誤った。
You know, it's Dungeon Fighter Online started off as a beat 'em up. Like, the enemies were actually challenging and most things staggered. But then as they went on, they started going into the typical Korean MMO mechanics where nothing staggers to anything, and that homogenized the game design. Because all the properties on your moves and stuff don't matter anymore when you're just fighting literal walls. And they started adding that like a couple years in,
ど
so
うやら
it
喉
stopped
を生き
feeling
れた
fun.
な。
やっとか。
This game is kind of the same
膝
way,
が笑い出す寸前だぜ。
trying to change something, but not doing it, implementing it properly.
ペレギオン。
あそこにし、
おそらくは
おそらく。
可能性の花
要するに
何か知っておい
ない。
ない。
ガナス・ハロスとは皆輪の上作よ。
それはそうだが、
ボルラーン就任以来、いずれにせよあのボルラーンの
となると
抜け穴
引き返す道はないんだ。ボルラーンは俺に追ってこいと言った。
水の国とはいえまた随分ふ息が変わったものだな。
こんな。
あのし
Well, I've said this numerous times this stream, but yeah, it's always people that don't contribute anything that are the most critical. And when you realize that, it gets a lot easier to just ignore them. That's something I've picked up from doing this for 15 years. I used to take their opinions personally, and once I stopped, it got a lot easier to do this kind of thing. I'll take criticism and I'll take opinions from people who actually know what they're talking about and have actually contributed something. I'm not gonna take criticism from random nobodies who haven't really contributed anything but bad takes and shit posts. It was mentally harmful for me to do that, and I did it for way too long. Just taking a quick break here. I'm actually probably going to go back to bed. I'm actually starting to feel like I didn't get enough sleep. No, I'm happy this game is doing well. I'm over the moon that this game is doing well. That doesn't mean I'm not entitled to my opinion.
見た目も味もバッ
Mostly
チ
the
リ
only people gatekeeping this are just random nobodies.
ティオハリム、付き合って
I
くれ
think
るか。
most other Tales boomers are
メラ
glad the
ンシア
game
の
is
こと
doing
が心
well.
配なのか。
なぜそう
キサラと何か話し
盗み聞きは感心しないな。
悪い。
私は役目を放棄した元スルドだ。キサラもそれを承知で意見を求めてくる。
むしろ主人じゃないからじゃないのか。仲間としてあんたの見識を当てにしてるんだ。あんたは時々
学人など得てしてこんなものだ。
だが
無論学びはした。私にしてみればその全てがだから何もかも上辺の音楽で覆って
だが踏み
そうだな。道は暗い。見張りを頼む。行くか。
Non-combat wise, this game is also a massive step up too. That can't be ignored either. This game is a massive step up outside of combat. Well, people like to have selective criticism and think that I think that's not the case. Like, people are just complaining about the game non-stop. It's like, no, I've talked about the positive aspects of this game at length multiple times. Just because I don't entirely like what it's doing doesn't mean I always try to point out the positive aspects of shit I play. Yes, I can get angry, I can get frustrated, I can get flustered, but I mean, everybody does that. That's just common stuff you deal with. But I always point out the positive things in the games. It's just with this game, it's kind of like the non-combat parts of this game are really good, and I think they've really stepped up and made an honest attempt at making people take this series more seriously. And there's nothing but good things that come from that. But the agenda is that we just hate the game because it's not the same as the old ones. I don't know, it just bothers me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop there. I'm actually getting pretty tired. I'll continue this later. I think I'm gonna get a little bit more rest, and then have lunch, and then after that I'll probably play some more. I'm getting kind of tired. I think I need to give my body a little bit more rest. I only got a couple hours sleep. My eyes are starting to feel heavy, so I should stop playing and scale things back a bit. I will see you guys. I'll definitely do another pre-kitty sitting stream. Actually, yeah, I'm not doing a kitty sitting stream because stream I like to watch is gonna be on tonight. So yeah, probably 2 more streams today. I'll do one from home, and then I'll probably do another one after I'm done with kitty sitting. So yeah, no kitty sitting stream tonight. It's probably just gonna be mostly this game today. Maybe a little service game break. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I don't know how much longer the game is, but I'm pretty confident I can finish it by tomorrow. I think I'm really close to being able to do that. I'll get a written review out. I think I like to wait until I finish the game, but Tales of Arise's combat system doesn't change past the first couple hours. You're just fighting the same. You're fighting the same walls of armor in slightly different ways. I'll try to get to that today. Right now, I'm too tired to type out a bunch of paragraphs. So I'm gonna take a break. Should be back in a couple hours. My neighbor reimbursed me for all the money I lent her. She's gonna be reimbursing me today. So, actually, yeah. Let me show this really quick. Hold on. Next game I'll be doing is somewhere in here. This game. I played the demo for this yesterday afternoon, and this game was really cool. I really liked it. Really solid roguelike. Very responsive. So coming from Arise, I'm really excited for this game. This might be the next roguelike I dump a bunch of time into, so I'm hoping I can finish Arise by then. I really don't see myself playing that game again. I don't like the combat enough. I mean, we'll see. I'll probably do like the post-game fights and stuff, but I don't see myself playing it again. It's just nothing to it. But yeah, I'm going to be doing this on the 15th. I did ask them for a key. I don't know if I'll get one, but this game was a sleeper hit. I was actually really impressed with it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get some rest, and I'll see you guys after lunch. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the compliments too. It's really hard to do this every day, and I've had a bunch of other shit in my life that's made it really hard to make content and stuff. So thank you guys for appreciating that. Thank you guys for taking break, for allowing me to take a break. That means a lot to me too. That I effectively took a month off making content. You guys were very accepting of the fact that I needed to take a break, and I'm feeling pretty revitalized now. Even though I don't like Arise that much, I've got a lot of other stuff to play this month. So yeah. Right now the focus is on finishing Arise so that I'm ready for mods, and then after that I'll be going back to my service games and stuff.